Good morning and welcome to a windy day number 5. Today we're stopping in Sydney, Canada. We have a excursion plan doing the Cabot Trail. So we'll go off into the mountains and check some of the scenic drives around Sydney. And as you can see the town, it's just getting daylight. So looking off another pretty good sized city. Doesn't look like we have a whole lot of space between us and the shipping channel. So a tight squeeze to get into port today. You see a ferry off in the distance. Must be a pretty good sized ferry town. And not a whole lot more. Like spring has definitely not sprung here. The trees haven't budded out yet. At least we can't tell from here. But it looks like it's going to be an awesome day weather-wise. Right now, it's very windy. I would say the winds are probably 30 miles per hour here now. And the temperature feels like is in the 30s also. So very cold and windy right now. We'll see if the weather is going to clear up later on. It looks like some fog and a little bit of rain way up ahead of us. So hopefully the rain holds off. But we'll show you the Cabot Trail through Viator. Still not doing anything through the cruise line, just through Viator. And this is where we are in the world today. We're at the eastern tip of Canada, to the northeast of Maine at Sydney. And the excursion that we're taking today is the Cabot Trail. If you look at the ship's excursions, the very last one is the Cabot Trail, and we're doing pretty much the exact same thing, except instead of paying $205 a person, we're doing it for a whole lot cheaper. Our price through, in this case, Viator, is about $875 for 8 people, so about half the price as the price through the ship. Our guide is going to pick us up right at the pier and take us on the tour. And another thing to remember about this is a personal tour. This is not a shared bus or anything, just our group is going on this trip. So we don't have to wait time to unload a big bus and load up a bus. It's just a perfect personal private tour. And one of the landmarks in Sydney is the largest operating fiddle. And as promised, our guide is waiting for us at the pier, showing us our itinerary.
And our government decided to close our steel mill back in 2000. We took it apart and we sold it to China. Surrounding towns mine coal, and the last coal mine closed in 2001. So we have 3 coal-fired generating plants here, and now we ship our coal from Pennsylvania to run them. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? This old church here is the oldest Catholic church in the city. St. Patrick's Church was built in 1828. It's now a museum. And I don't know if you've seen it or not when you're getting up a ship. Our big fiddle down here. It's the world's largest playing fiddle. It played, yeah. Actually, when they were wrecking the fiddle, it played 4 bars. And the fiddle was part of Scottish heritage, so it remained here.
So we're on the Trans-Canada Highway.
We're on the 105 highway.
And it goes all the way across Canada.
Right across Canada.
6-day drive from one end to the other.
Now the police are having a hard time with the kids jumping off the bridge here. There's a pedway underneath here and they're jumping in the water right here. I think I'd be a goner before I hit the water. Yeah. First chance I think of it, I'll show you. I have pictures of it on my phone. You look to your right, there's the Atlantic. Now next week it's going to be very busy here. Our lobster fishery opens. Boats and buoys everywhere. And that quarry over there, solid rock, when were building this bridge, they filled in both ends with the rock and then put the bridge in place.
And after we cross the bridge is where the Cabot Trail begins. So this begins the scenic overlooks around Sydney.
All the little dots that are in the water, he says, is mussel farms. So they have mussel socks down there. What they do is they have a sock material that they put mussels in to grow, and then they come back later and harvest them. So that's where a lot of the little buoy markers are that are way down in the ground, or in the water way down there. Mussel socks.
And we had to slow down to take a picture of the sign. World famous Cabot Trail.
And looking back the other way, still see the snow up in the mountains, all along the rugged coastline. Looks like a good a spot as any for a picture.
And the Cabot Trail is living up to its reputation so far.
One of the snow
But they
lodges.
don't make their own snow over, but this year they had a fantastic winter. And that's the chalets there that they're building. This here is Ingonish Harbor, and 2 summers ago we had a great white shark in the harbor here taking seizures. And ended up dying here in the harbor anyway. All the lobster boats are in the water getting ready to go.
Like that one's out of use also.
Trivia question for the ship. Do you know the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery? The graveyard has a church attached, the cemetery doesn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't expect to be going to a beach way out here. But technically it is. This is the Atlantic Ocean out here. The island that's out there, he said, is puffins on the island. Call it Bird Island for all the puffins. And we are looking down. We're in a national park in Canada. All along here, national park. Lots of rocks here. That wouldn't expect the sargassum way out here, but there's a lot of sargassum. And I see a little waterfall over there. Way back over there is a little waterfall. So on this beach, the lookout has a nice view. Over here is a Smoky Mountain. Big Smoky Mountain that we were looking off of earlier from way to the top of the mountain. And what we are on is a beach, but it's more of a huge pile of rocks. All the rocks have washed up from out at sea and accumulated on here. And the rocks tumble back and forth and they're all smooth. So just a smooth pile of rocks. Piled up, way high up, probably 15 feet or better. Pile of rocks. And you can hear the rocks tumbling around at the beach. Every once in a while there's a pile of them that go clinking out.
Okay, I'm gonna take a walk around here. A lot of people walk over there and get pictures of coastline there.
What's the name of this? English? How do you pronounce this town?
Ingonish.
Ingonish.
Ingonish, yes.
Okay. So this is the Ingonish Lodge and the coastal area around it. A whole lot of things around here. It has the big lodge. These are the annex, you can call it. They opened this up later on. And this is the original lodge, Ingonish Lodge. They're looking to renovate it and potentially spend up to $90 million renovating. So right now it's empty, and instead people are staying down further at the newer sections of the lodge. But you can see along the coastline here, kind of a raggedy coastline, And all the way across is a ski lodge. Over here it's a ski lodge. It's summertime now, so the snow on there is still there from winter. And he said that they average, a lot of snow here, and that's still leftover from winter. Today it's 70 degrees here, so it should be melting fast. But it's windy as all here. Looking out across the coastline. Like I say, that's a Smoky Mountain. That's what we climbed earlier and took the photos from way up on top of the mountain.
And the lodge at Econesh keeps up its Irish traditions, all the way down to the scenery on the outside of the building to the placemat at the front of the door. This means 100,000 welcomes in Irish. A shout out to our tour operator from Viator today, Bannockburn Tours out of Paddock, Nova Scotia.
Out over here is a little shack for people to look at birds. Don't see any out here, right? Some geese way over here. Only birds that we see out here now. Probably a bunch of fish down in the water. It's a little like tea-colored water though. Not clear, not brown. More like tea.
The water's not brown, it's the color of the rocks.
Oh, color of the rocks.
Yeah.
All right, back up the mountain.
And as we head over the Smoky Mountains and back toward our bus, this will give you an idea of the switchbacks involved with this steep terrain going back down. If you have any motion sickness, you may want to take your motion sickness pill now, because this is a steep decline back down to ocean level. It's a good way to see the scenery one last time though before we head back to the ship. We're going to see a few other little spots that we bypassed on the way up to this area. So hold on, we'll take you to the coastal communities next.
So next week, lobster season starts. So all these lobster pots will be going in the water within a week. So the season will start and it will last, I think he said, for 6 weeks. And then lobster season is over. So we're at the lobster area and the traps go on for a few little ways back there. And all on the other side, it's lobster pots there also. And these look like the little bands that go on the lobster claws. So these little bands is what they put on the lobster to keep the claws closed. You see that at the grocery store. So this is the lobster trap. You can see it up here in the light a little better. They have 2 holes to go into. The lobster go in for the bait and they can't get back out. All the different lobster boats lined up in the harbor. More lobster pots on the back end of the property. Yeah, 2,000 traps. We're looking for moose out here. This is the usual ground for finding moose. Not seeing any right now. A little more of the scenery as we head back to the ship. About another 45-minute drive back to the ship. We will be back in plenty of time to go shopping. Cabot Trail is impressive today. Weather has been perfect the whole time. Not too hot, not too cold. Have a little bit of a waterfall here behind us, running underneath the road. Wish we could see some fish out here, but hadn't seen any fish yet. But they said salmon live in the area. And trout. That's the Seal Island Bridge down below there. They're still looking to replace it. That's the narrow bridge that we crossed earlier today. And looking all the way out. Go way out to this end is the Atlantic Ocean. And the guide pointed out that they had a bunch of coal mines in the area, but shut them down. The coal mines fed their coal-powered power plant, but now they have to import coal. They shut down their own power plant. But this is what wind is like. We're gonna video this fiddle through all the wind. And now that is the fiddle. See if we can video it before another wind gust comes up. That is a lot of wind down here. Like they're blowing stuff over. These shops have had to close, and the others were picking up everything. Whoa.
Handle right over here, and then after a lot of research, I matched it to a cup that was made in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1880. So it tells a story about a mining family that moved here to start a new life, as we were just getting our coal mines established back then. A beautiful nugget like this one right over here, over 100 years ago, would have been one of these old glass insulators. But then it was replaced for a porcelain insulator, and it got tumbled in the ocean and smoothed to perfection over a century for sure. Sometimes I find neat pieces of cultural history. This looks like a bullet, but when you open it up, it's a lipstick compact that sold for 10 cents about 90 years ago. And then this one's really amazing because underneath the spectrum of a black light, this is old uranium glass made in the 1930s and 1940s. It's safe to eat off of, but under a 365 nanometer spectrum, it fluoresces brilliantly. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a great day wherever you are.
And with that, Mike is our employee of the day. Not only are you the employee of the day, you're the business owner of the day. Awesome little idea and information that you give out to everybody. And I've put a link, if you look at the top right corner of this video, I've put a link to his YouTube channel. You can go and subscribe just like I just did.
And we are full speed trying to get away from the dock. All the power the ship can get to pull away. So it's whitewater out there. So leave it away from Sydney. And of course somebody next door has ice cream. We'll see. They said that they had some tugboats that they were possibly going to need to pull us away. I don't see them on this side, so maybe they're on the other side pulling. But Sydney's been a good day today. We'll have to see what we do tomorrow. But for now, time to get ready for dinner. It's coming up shortly. Bye, Sydney. Love you.
And then it's dinner time. Cheryl's being healthy again with her zucchini and carrots, and I'm trying something different with the avocado shrimp cocktail. Didn't taste the avocado in this at all, and had my typical Caesar salad. For our entree, great minds were thinking alike again. This is the beef tenderloin with crab cake. Excellent choice. I would get this again in a heartbeat. It was good. We also got the warm chocolate lava cake. It was good, but not as good as Carnival's. Then it's showtime, where I'll have my one complimentary cocktail as we listen to Breton Thunder.
And if I ever, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's neighboring to you. 'Cause I would walk 500 miles and I would run away with you. my eyes, and that's fine by me.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older.
The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret it, 'cause I'm the best there's ever been.
Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals in cards. Whiskey cold, that's how they show their respect for calligraphy. That's how they show their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and shame, and they winked at one another, and every trick in the place was for the night that Murphy died.
Show your appreciation for Breton Thunder.
And tonight's tea, mango passion fruit, a little hot tea to help me sleep.
Ordinarily, we'd be watching the sun go down right now, but it is overcast and foggy, and well, the sun's going down way off in the horizon that we can't see it behind all the fog. But it is freezing cold again, and the wind is still howling. So tomorrow will be another day. Tomorrow we'll be in Halifax, Nova Scotia, looking at Peggy's Cove. So we'll see Peggy's Cove and the Titanic Cemetery. So tomorrow, stay tuned for that.
Hopefully you've enjoyed our tour of Sydney today with a tour through Viator. It was a private tour booked directly through Viator. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. If you would, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out the algorithm with YouTube, and it doesn't cost a thing. See you next time.